May May. Hello, it's May May. I'm going to play a song. I wasn't going to leave you all alone. Tim McGraw. Woo woo. Love Tim McGraw. I do. What is up, May May? What are you doing? Hey, that was Candace's song too. Remember Candace sang it? See, I can't sing. I don't care. I'll sing anyway. I will sing anyway. For sure. May May, you've had problems today? You took your father out for Father's Day. Then was sick because of the heat. The car broke down. Damn, May May. Well, I'm glad you're better. I am glad you're better, darling. Yeah, that would kind of suck. I don't know. My dad died a few years back. See, over here we have a saying like, it comes in threes. Has anybody else ever heard that saying? When someone dies, they say that it usually comes in threes. And I had my dad and Todd. Who else? I hope there's another person in there. Hey, Lisa Thompson. Well, happy Father's Day to the fathers out there. All the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day, Matt Sale. There's a guy I know's a dad. I'd say happy Father's Day. I can't remember the guy's name, though. I can't remember his name. Was it Matthew? Mic drop. Snap. Snap on that. No, Matthew's a good dad. He is a good dad. He is. Fred Hill. Oh my gosh. So, you guys. All right. So, I received the email about the okay. So this individual was in chat yesterday and they kept mentioning this is really strange. But they were in chat. They kept mentioning Fred's daughter or Laura's daughter being there on the 15th. Now, I don't know what the relevance of that is, except for it's showing Fred still a liar. Okay, hold on. I wasn't even going to bite at this, but we'll look at it. Hey, I don't mind looking at stuff. You sent it to me. I hope you don't mind me sharing it. For sure. Let's check them out. You didn't tell me not to share it. So we're sharing it. Okay, so let's see what it says. Now I can't see the whole thing. Of course, I cannot see the whole thing. Something. See, I don't like the something shit. If you're gonna send me something, send me the whole freaking thing. Just don't cut it off where you want to, okay? That drives remain calm, flipping crazy. It is hot today. It is hot. Yeah, I had a pretty good weekend. We had company. My son's girlfriend was here all weekend. Pretty nice. Michelle had some damning evidence from Jody Sue. When, May? What kind of damning evidence? Don't just say that, May. You tell me. See, that's how y'all do me. That is how y'all do me right there. It's like breaking news, and I'm like, well, what the fuck is it? You don't tell me. I want to know. Anywho, Chad something, the holler just before, what, the something there. Do you remember what time that was? The reason I'm asking is Fred claims Chad was at his driveway and seen Candace there between 3:30 and 4:30. It has changed several times. Yes, we know this. Yes, we know this. Hey, Mama Bear, we know that this has changed many times, right? They all know what happened, Ziggy, Fred, Jody, and others. What do they know? Inquiring minds want to know. Are you throwing Ziggy in there because she's married to Fred? Anywho, yes, we already knew that this time had absolutely changed numerous times. Okay? And that Chad followed Candace back out of the holler, and Candace has been heard saying that it was Fred with Chad. Do you remember anything about that? And who is this answering at 7:47 p.m.? I'm not sure on the time, but it was after Candace came to our house telling us Summer was missing just before the cops got there, because he asked my daughter what was going on, and he said he was leaving before the cops got here. Okay, well, Chad, maybe he didn't want to stay there when the cops got there. Saw where Sumner County did a bus on a raid involving underage young people, and a cop was involved. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Lisa Thompson. Not at all. Not at all. Well, good for her, May. Oh, shit. There's the Holomoto guy. Okay, sorry. Okay, so Candace came to the house. Who asked whose daughter? This must be Laura, Fred's girlfriend, talking. He asked my daughter what was going on, and he said he was leaving before the cops got there. So Fred said he was leaving before the cops got there? Or Chad? I'm confused. Fred or Chad? Strange, because he should have known what was going on if he seen Candace at Fred's driveway. Absolutely. If Chad saw Candace, well, maybe Maybe Candace didn't make it seem like that it was a big deal to Chad, right? Right? You guys know I try to look at everything from all angles. So this basically what this is saying, yes, Chad did go to Fred's. Okay. Now the exact time on that, we don't really freaking know. We don't. Hey, Mr. A. We don't know, right? Well, she says, I mean, okay. Well, bless Michelle's heart. Okay, so it says that's strange. He should have known what was going on if he seen Candace at Fred's driveway. And she told him Summer was missing. Maybe Chad didn't know that it was going to be a big deal with the cops coming. So if he asked her about it and she's like, the cops are coming, he was probably like, well, I don't want to be here when they get here. So could that just be a, instinct to leave? Or is there insinuation here of something different? Right? Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. Hold on, I'm skipping over to something here for a minute. Okay. All right, then we have Candace and someone blamed her son for doing it. And she says, wow, blame my son, and he's been at work with my husband. Blame my son, and he's been at work with my husband. Look, and I'll just tell you who did it, but, Cher told me a long time ago that Don said he had the boys with him that day. So, right? I just don't know if it's true or not. Okay. All right. I don't even know what to think about that. But, I mean, the only relevance I could even see if Laura's daughter was there and she was at the end of that drive, did she see anything? Maybe y'all should talk to law enforcement. That's my suggestion. If you have anything that you think is relevant in the Summer Wells case, you can call 1-800-TBI-FIND. You sure can. You can call Hawks County Sheriff. Heck, you can even call the FBI if you want. But thank you for sending it to me. And I won't dox your name. I will not. Just weird what you put in there. It was weird what you put in there. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this guy was at like a rest area and he took his 2 young daughters to the women's bathroom. Okay? And look what this guy does. Just now, this is the dad right here, okay? Watch what this man does. There's so much wrong with it.
I'm standing in the doorway of the ladies' bathroom. Okay? My wife, there is a man with his 2 little girls using the women's bathroom.
Damn it, he called the police. Called it. You know what? You know the way I see it? Take your mama in the guy's bathroom. Have your wife go in the man's bathroom if it's that big of a freaking problem.
Just wash your hands, baby.
He is. He's washing his hands with his daughters right now. He is leaving.
Oh my God, it's a crime.
It's all right, baby.
Now, my hat goes off to this father. He looks like he's very young and he's handling it very well, let me tell you.
She is waiting to use the restroom with her mother, who is very ill
Wash your hands.
and who is on oxygen.
It's okay. Some men are just.
He's scaring these kids. This man has the bathroom door open. Now, common sense would say, shut that door. There's 2 little girls in that bathroom. It don't matter what they're doing, right? It don't matter what they're doing. So, and Lord have mercy. I would be like, hey, there's a door. I can close it. You go ahead and take care of your daughters. Right? Them women were older. I mean, was that a big problem?
Immature.
And he's refusing. He's taking his sweet time.
I have 2 girls washing their hands.
You let this lady, this woman is she's a woman. She can bring her daughters in here. She's a manager at the QT.
I'm telling you right now. What is he thinking saying that? What is he thinking saying that? Obviously, he's a very closed-minded person and doesn't realize that maybe the father does not think that for their safety that they leave with anyone besides him, especially at a rest stop. Especially at a rest stop.
You can ask her, I understand. If you don't have any business, bring her into the women's bathroom.
They're girls. They go to the women's bathroom.
As soon as he leaves the women's bathroom, I will. I'm standing in the doorway.
Why the fuck are you standing in the doorway? Why? Why are you standing in the doorway? Boy, he handled this about right because I would have went off.
His own sweet time.
Hey, sweetheart.
This is ridiculous, man.
I am so sorry.
It's okay. Some men are just immature.
This guy is the kid's father. Hey, B Mama B, how are you? Always, always, always. Always praying for you. Thank you. Always, always, you and Michael, the whole family's always in my prayers, for sure. I have a hard time watching Brandy because she makes me want to cry. Because she's such a good mom. She's such a good mom. I mean, for sure. Oh, thanks. So, this guy is telling the father of these girls that he should have just handed them off to anybody. These girls don't know him.
Here you go, bud.
dry your hands?
Well, if I was her, I would have made that guy shut that door. I would have said, sir, get out of the door. Your wife's not in here. Her mom's not in here. There are 2 little girls in here, and you can wait. Or take them to the men's restroom.
All right, come on. Come on here.
This is so fucking ridiculous. I have never seen something so ridiculous in my life. I wonder who he works for. For real.
We got a cross on the front and a gray shirt. You can video me, okay? And you got a
Don't put
shirt
your hands
on.
on me.
Yeah, well, stop videoing me.
Yeah, he
then.
just put his hands on me.
I touched you.
Operator.
I brushed you on the
That's-
shirt.
That's still touching.
Yeah,
me.
that's
Don't put your hands
ridiculous.
on me.
That's ridiculous.
I got it on video.
He's a white man. He's about 5'10".
What
Tell
the?
him to get here soon.
That's crazy. I've done that before. Okay. So I won't say who, but somebody pissed me off so bad one day. I was like, you need to call the law because you done pissed me off and I'm pissed off. You need to call Johnny Law. So, and then they're on the phone with 911 and I'm like, tell them to hurry the fuck up. That's exactly what I said. Tell them to hurry up. It's hot outside. I'm tired of dicking with your ass. I did. Open pots up there. We can't take our girls there. Oh, they've got the open pods. Well, don't they have any closed bathrooms? I mean, do you have to sit down and do number 2? You got to sit down and do number 2. No way. No way. I wouldn't make one. I mean, it's ridiculous. This guy's just being ridiculous.
I know. She's trying to get into the women's bathroom, and she can't.
Then get out of her fucking way, dumbass. They need to go in the women's bathroom so bad that the father and the 2 kids come out and they're standing behind this man. They're just there. But they got to go to the bathroom so bad.
He's out now. He's
Yeah,
standing
this
here
guy making a
videoing
big deal about me taking my little girls
justifying what he's been
to the
doing.
women's restroom. Because he wants me to take them to the men's restroom.
I'm
That's-
just standing here.
Probably a weirdo that wants to see them in there.
He said probably a weirdo that wants to see him in there. I have to agree. If you've got 2 little girls, you need to take them to the women's bathroom. Absolutely. For sure. You guys, you may not believe this, but there's perverts in Five Below. It's called Five Below. Everything in there is supposed to be under $5 or something like that. They hide in the bathrooms. The perverts hide in the bathrooms. I swear. You can Google it. I swear. They had a dude that got arrested because he had cameras in, I can't remember what store it was. He had cameras in the bathroom. I mean, what the fuck do you do with pictures of women in bathrooms? Yeah, he wasn't creeping. Yeah. Oh no, Dad wasn't creeping.
Are they coming down here? Do I need to stay down here?
Police are
Or
on the way, yes.
do I need to speak to them?
No, if you can come and talk to them right here.
Because I'm on a road trip trying to get home.
We're on a road trip too, and I couldn't get in the bathroom.
Okay. So they're saying We're on a road trip too, and we couldn't get in the bathroom. Let me tell you. I gotta take a piss. I will go in the boys' bathroom if there's nobody in there. Because there had over here, at least in the boys' bathroom, they do have sit down, at least a sit down potty. For sure. Well, I mean, it's up for debate. It is up for debate, everybody. So, I mean, you don't want to criticize the father for, taking the girls in the bathroom. Well, I mean, the dude was taking his kids to the bathroom. Let me say this, if the man that was intervening gave a shit about those girls, he wouldn't have reacted the way he did and scared the shit out of them. He scared the shit out of them little girls. So, yeah, well, you never know anymore either. I mean, it was a blessing that was their dad. That's a blessing in itself. Yeah, that's weird. It's voyeurism, right? Voyeurism. What do you mean it scared him? Are you talking about when your situation? No, the man who intervened was pissed off because the ladies had to go to the bathroom. And the daddy wasn't moving fast enough for him. And you know what? I probably would have slowed down a little bit too. You got an asshole coming at you, a male Karen, Kevin. Are they called Kevins? Children would have, yeah. Well, they look like a couple of pretty young little girls. For sure. Yeah. Yep, exactly, Brandy. That's what I'm saying. He was way out of line. Way out of line. Let me say this, and I'm just going to put this out in the atmosphere. Thank goodness that this young father was really their father. Okay? If you were to take two children who maybe they don't know who they're with, right? And you have someone coming at them that way, how would a child feel that if they needed help, that they would be able to find somewhere safe or a safe person there? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I thought I heard that he got fired from his job, but I don't know. I didn't dig into it that far. But he might have. I mean, crazy. Yeah, it's all over the place. Oh, he did get fired. The dude got fired. He sure did. Can they fire him for that, though? I mean, really. Can you fire somebody for that? Can you fire somebody for being an asshole? Man fired by firm after viral video shows him scolding dad for taking young daughters into the women's restroom. Tyler Brodsky said he knocked and announced himself before entering the empty bathroom at an Alabama gas station. Lord have mercy. He worked for a real estate firm. He's got anger problems. He's got anger issues. Okay. Let's see. Damn. He got fired by a Mississippi real estate firm. Oh, he worked as an independent contractor. Oh, they say we're not like that. We are not like that. This man does not represent us or our organization. Oh, our focus remains on providing quality service to our clients, partners, and community. Wow. Wow. Dude. You got fired for being an asshole. Okay, so he stopped in Alabama to take the girls to the hospital, and that's when the video begins. There was nobody in the bathroom when he went in there. Let me tell you something, Sipsy. There's a difference between questioning. He never once asked that guy if he was their father. Did you hear that man say, "Are you their father?" I did not hear that. But then I'm a little deep. Just a little. So, like I said, what he was mad about, he had a couple women who wanted to go to the bathroom, and they were like, honey, what is he doing? And, he probably lost his cool. He was probably like, I've been in the car with these women for hours, and now they're complaining they can't get in the bathroom, right? I'm telling you. He was angry. An angry man. All right, hold on a second, guys. Okay. Well, the sad thing was that that's not why he wasn't questioning whether the guy was their dad or not. He called the cops because he was in the woman's bathroom and they were taking their time and he was getting angry. That's why he called. You know, I'm kind of weird. I'd have been like, hey, are you their daddy? Do you have a birth certificate? Can I see your ID, sir? Do you have witnesses that these are your daughters? That guy would have been calling the cops on me. He would have been, I'm trying to get out of here with my kids. This lady's on me. But that's just how my mind thinks, right? I mean, maybe, hey, you don't know. Maybe those older women had never been in a bathroom with a man before, another man. Because if I have to piss, it's move out of the way. Move your ass out of the way. I got to go to the bathroom. If there's a stall available, I don't give a fuck where it's at. Okay? That's the way it is. For sure. I remember when I was younger and we'd go on trips with my dad and he would say, let me tell you, I ain't stopping to go to the bathroom. And very seldom did he stop to go to the bathroom. Everybody hated traveling with Dad, for sure. No, you're fine, Sipsy. Yeah, it was just my opinion on the whole situation is that the guy handled it in such a poor way. In such a poor way. He could have been on the phone with the cops outside of that bathroom door. He did not have to stand there with the door open, going off into a phone to law enforcement. And guess what? These little girls probably heard him say, oh, I'm on the phone with the cops, right? How messed up can you leave a couple kids' minds doing that? It's just freaking creepy. You guys feeding McDonald's cats? Hey, yeah, they wouldn't stop. Didn't care where we were going. Well, I mean, I can see where he's like, look, we're trying to get home. We're trying to get home, and now I have to sit here and wait on cops. So, well, all they can do is do the family bathrooms, right? That's all they can do is the family bathrooms, for sure. Hang on. I was going to check back into the Micah Miller case too. Remember the Micah Miller case? And her husband was a preacher. pastor, whatever you want to call him. Gosh, I haven't thought about that case for a while. He basically, they say, caused her to unalive herself. That was one of the saddest cases too. Well, they're all sad. They're all very sad. So yeah, they need to do the family bathroom kind of deal. It would help. But yeah, you got the pervs out there. You still got to watch out for the perverts. For sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't hand. I mean, I don't think there are a lot of people that don't have the, understanding what is happening in our world today. And they just don't understand that it is not safe to hand your child to anybody that you do not know. Bad scene all around. And women are just as bad as men. Craziness. Sage, I was going to play something of yours today. And now I don't know where it's at because I've been talking about everything else. Hold on, I'll see if I can find it. What was it? I can't remember what it was. Hang on, let me go back through my watch history. Maybe it's in my watch history. It was a conversation, I think. A conversation between, what the freak was it? Here it is. Oh no, this isn't you. Yeah, it's you. I knew it was you. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so we're going to listen to this just because I ain't got nothing else to do. People. I'm going to drop Super Sensible's link in the chat. Check her out. Check her little pea picking heart out. Oh my God, Sipsy. Okay, so let me say this. Because there's no way they could have washed their hands that easy by themselves. So even if he let them go to the bathroom, and he still had to come in there to help them wash their hands, would the scenario been any different? Would it have been any different? Because I don't think Mr. Meany really cared. Okay, hold on. Oh. Oh, I've been getting kind of congested lately. Hey, the mouse, good to see you. Thank you, Brandy, for coming in. We love you. We love you, Brandy. Justice for Michael. Hashtag Michael's Army. I have just prayed and I've got my fingers crossed and my toes crossed that the end result of the whole freaking mess with these evil people, justice for Michael. They need to quit messing around. I could not be in the courtroom. I couldn't. I would go and grab that man, I'll say. I would. I'd thunk him. I would thunk him good. For sure. Why would you knock a guy for going in the bathroom? Yeah, he went in the bathroom too. Actually, he held the door open. I mean, what did he think the guy with the 2 kids was going to do? There's only one door that leads in the bathroom and out of the bathroom. What did he think the guy was going to do? Magically disappear? Okay. So, this is Super Sensible. I put her link in chat. I'll put her link to her channel in here in a minute too. This is just a conversation that Jody and Ernie are having. I just thought it'd be a little interesting to listen to it. You know, this is October 19th, 2022. Jody and Ernie.
Box in the cabin. I've got my shirt off, putting another one on.
Damn, she's already talking about taking her shirt off. I'm just kidding. She's describing to Ernie what she was doing that day. I'm assuming.
You know, getting ready, etc.
So here, let me ask you a question. And I know you probably never been asked this question. What was you doing before that?
What?
You
Before
said you
what?
were putting a shirt on, taking a shirt off, right? Something like that.
Oh yeah,
Was
but
it hot?
before that,
Was it just because it was hot or something? You just changing clothes?
no, I was getting ready because like after we hear a scream, we go out and look for all that stuff. We come back in. And the kids, they went to the main. I stayed in the cabin. I started getting ready because, you know, as you can see,
The kids went to the main, so there was a main house and then the cabin. Right?
by the text messages, I released it publicly or whatever, you know, trying to meet Andy when he gets off and gets back to the house to pick me up so we can go out. So I'm starting to get ready. But at that point, I thought he was going to be on time, right?
But he wasn't on time.
He wasn't. He let me know he wasn't going to be shortly after that, but I was already getting ready at that point for what I assumed at those minutes was him, you know, getting off and going to be on time. But he wasn't. Just a few minutes later, he let me know he wasn't, and whatever. But so prior to that, you know,
What was Candace doing at this time? And Don was supposedly at work, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Don was at work?
Now around 5:30, when I'm putting on shirt and stuff, I hear like a car hit the drive.
I would think, wouldn't you think if Dawn was in the holler at any time throughout that day that Jody would have known it? I think they had like there was a main residence or something, Sipsy, right?
Way over there, but it took a little. I was like, man, what the fuck, you know? And after I heard a thing, and I knew it was like, yeah, that's what the fuck. But none of it makes sense with everything else. So it's like I always like doubted myself. It was like, no, you know, I know. And that day I didn't. It was like almost my brain didn't want to catalog because it was such a normal noise at 5:32. And it was like, man, something's, but all these things come together, and you realize, well, what? You're like, well,
5:32. We got quite a few things going on at 5:30, right? 5:30, 5:32. Ah, hold on. Dang it. Excuse me. I gotta take some cough medicine. I do. All right.
one fuck where the cars going up and down over there at 5:30 and all sort of shit. And
So there was cars, more than one.
there was something. I didn't hear it come down, but I did hear it hit back up. But I know that it was one of the two heavier vehicles over there. So I
Okay.
know Candace or Grandis, one of the heavier ones, coming back up into the, driveway.
Okay. That was about 5:30. Then that could have been Candace coming back up. Because Candace. Huh.
At 110. And then at, around 6 is when the calls for summer start, where
Could 5:30 be when Candace got home? If she left the hill twice, right? Yeah, the girls had to be lifted up to rinse their hands off. Absolutely. Yes, Sage, that's one thing I will say. This is what's very interesting, Sage. Did you notice, because, the timeline with Candace, she was like, Summer was sitting in there playing with her toys, right? She was sitting right there in the kitchen playing with her toys, or in that room off the kitchen. And guess what they showed a picture of? Guess what they showed a picture of? Summer sitting on the floor with her toys around her, playing with her toys. Seriously. Did you see that? Did you notice that? I notice weird things. I don't believe, I'm not saying that the picture of her playing with toys was on the 15th, but yeah. And that was one of the things she told Chris McDonough, that Summer was in there sitting on the floor playing with her toys. For sure. Well, a lot of people, I know that law enforcement tries to question the parents of a missing child early. The quicker that they can prove that a family is not involved with that child going missing, they can put all of their energy into investigating and looking for that child. And that's not what Dawn and Candace did. That is not what Dawn and Candace did. That is just fact. I mean, if she set her purse and phones down, near her mailbox, she probably didn't think anybody would mess with it. That's why I stress to you people, just a little bit of effort in the YouTube search bar will get you a long way. Now, I have shown so much stuff over here since I've had my channel about, stuff surrounding Summers case and stuff like that. I just don't, I don't really title my stuff. I just always talk about wherever it takes me, right? That is not good, I know. Ernie hurt my feelings. He came over here and told me I'd never be anything. Way to go, Ernie. Really hurt my heart. After he groomed me. That's right. He groomed me first. Then he told me I was stupid. I think we all have suspicions, for sure. For sure. But, I mean, I still want to know why Chad was sitting down at Fred's if Fred wasn't home. So Laura and her daughter allegedly were there. Her daughter was there somehow. Which doesn't mean anything, right? The only relevance it would have is if she's seen Summer or what she's seen throughout that time. If she was outside, maybe she seen a vehicle or, could be anything. I don't know if he'll get it solved. This is what I feel is happening. I feel like that they are going to absolutely start cracking down even harder with dealers and addicts and, shady individuals in that area and even further out from that area. And I think that eventually they will they might arrest some Joe Blow off the street and he need to cut a deal and he tells them everything that he knows. Right? Well, I mean, we already heard him talking about, Fred saying he gave Andy some money. Yeah, they were probably wanting some marijuana, right? I cannot tell you if I could smoke marijuana if my child went missing or not. I'd be too freaked out. I'd probably get too paranoid. But if they did, so be it. All right, let's hear Jody see some more.
They're yelling for and things outside. And
so let me tell you what I did. Nobody knows about this. We took a vehicle right there in the middle part of the road there, being Hill Road. When you get right up top of the hill there.
Nobody knew you did it, Ernie. Ernie, I'm going to say this. This is my opinion. You are one creepy guy. You are a creepy guy. You creep all around. You're doing, damn. Does that brain chip make you invisible? Okay, so Ernie did a sound test himself, I guess. Creepy.
And then we took something coming out of the holler there just to see if we could verify noise. See if we could hear. Just to see if we could hear. And you can hear it. You can hear
talking about the road.
From the driveway. You can hear from the driveway. You can hear something coming up the road.
In her driveway or ours at 125?
In her driveway on top of the hill there. Just to make sure you can hear it coming up the hill. You can hear the rock spots. You know what a rock spot is? The rock spatting. Anyways, you can hear the rocks kicking. You can hear that because
Yeah.
you have to be able to hear that in order, because the road is so tore up and destroyed that you have to get up on the gas if you've got a regular vehicle.
Ernie, damn it. The way you describe things just cracks me up. Okay, so yeah, we know what they're talking about. No one goes to any Appalachian haulers without knowing where they're going. I agree with you there. I mean, me personally, if I go into a hauler, I would like to know somebody living in that hauler. I mean, you would like to, but and if you don't, then you're probably just passing through. Going for a drive, maybe. Yeah, Summer was on the roof on the 14th. That's what they say, May. That is what they say. There is a picture of it. Summer on the roof. That was supposed to be at like 9 o'clock at night, right? May, I used to climb up on roofs all the time when I was younger. It wasn't nothing for me to go sit on a roof. I mean, heck.
So to get up that bitch, right?
Well, no, it depends on if you know how to fucking drive around. It's like you've seen my right?
Exactly.
I could get my Kia Soul up at some bitch, but they couldn't get full
But when
drive.
you throw it down in gear, you hear the rock splattering as it's climbing. You hear, and you can hear the rocking of it.
Well, I mean, like, not with all the cars and not the way we drive. It's like you could hear, like, say the red Subaru, right? They have. It would do this certain type of thing as it kicked over and picked up, right?
Because
and
the front wheel drive will do different than a rear wheel drive will. Yeah, you'll hear that.
Well, the two heavier ones, they do different things. One will grab differently, and I know each of the cars. We all know each other's vehicle sounds and things. Like I know, the other ones beside of them that are connected to their property, and their door slams. And
Jody knows all the sounds in the hauler. She knows all the sounds in the hauler. Okay.
The work vehicles and all these other things, it just depends. But we don't have to dog the shit out of those driveways like most people do or think they have to. It's like I could get my straight drive Kia Soul up.
Yes, she could.
Well, like you said, it just depends on how you drive.
And listen, it does depend how you drive up into a freaking driveway of a property that sits on the top of a hill, right? For sure. I remember we went on vacation and the house that we rented, my ass walked up that driveway. There was no way I was going to ride in a car to go up that driveway. I walked up that driveway.
How you drive, what what you're doing, whatever.
So who was driving these vehicles?
Which
the vehicles that you're talking about, referring to down the highway?
Like up Candace's driveway. I don't. When I heard at 5:30, I don't know who was behind it.
Well, what about
She's saying she heard that vehicle at 5:30. At 5:30.
What about the other one that was drove?
The one with the flash going up the driveway that day as well. I don't know who the fuck, or what the fuck.
See, and I wouldn't even pay no fucking attention at 5:30, but there's too much shit that was going on at 5:30. She hears that vehicle. Fred is at Zoomies. Then I heard, Chad was with him. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. What else? There was other things at 5:30. Just can't think of them right now. My brain is starting to turn to mush. Oh yeah, I definitely believe her when she talks about hearing the different things around the hauler, for sure.
was, and then but at after 6:09, it was Candace driving, uh
hmm
vehicle. But
When's the first time you seen Don that day?
I seen him when he come down the main road, and Candace and everybody still at the end, etc. Ben Hill,
Right.
all the neighborhood was coming in to try to help the. We'd already searched on the other neighbor. I mean, but the others were coming in and floating in to help, and Dawn and Andy arrived about the same time. Andy's already talked to Candace. Dawn comes in just a minute.
Andy had already talked to Candace. He says he did it. I think Candace says he did it. But is all of that a big deal? Were they at work? Damn, my throat is so freaking dry. May, a holler is there's a like a depression that's kind of in between two mountains or hills. Right? Yeah, I think Jody paid attention to a lot that went on too. Said he talked to yes. Yes, I mean, that's what they said that from the beginning, so I don't know why that got changed. I don't know why that became, this is the problem, people. Public service announcement. These people will say things, and then, Candace or Dawn will come out and, no, they're lying. And it's like, what would have been the big deal that Candace seen Andy and was like, hey, Summer's missing? Why would you fucking have to lie about that? So it's the things that they are lying about. Does that make sense? If Fred said the camera showed Chad showing up at the house, then the camera should have shown all the other vehicles in and out time. Yeah, Candace's. Right? Yep. I agree with that. The first statements are the best. They absolutely are. What do you mean went more places? I want to know where Don Wells was that whole day. That whole day. Sure do. Because he can say, I was at work all day. Right? I mean, you want to talk about screwing up a timeline. Don was like, I thought it was 5:30 when Candace called. He was also like, yeah, it was around 3:30 or so when I talked to her when she was at the I believe it was the pharmacy, right? I mean, For real. What time did you go to lunch that day, Don? Not a big deal to say. Not a big deal to say. Not a big deal to say where you went for lunch. Right? If there's nothing to hide. If there ain't nothing to hide. I don't know. I mean, all kinds of possibilities come to my head. You just love taking Summer to the store and making her feel special and buying her special things, right? And the boys don't mind. The boys don't mind if you spoil Summer a little bit more than them. But that could just be a natural thing too, right? That could just be daddy, you know, loving his little girl. Jody says Summer had Dawn wrapped around his finger.
Or two later.
So wait a minute, Candace let Don or Andy know that Summer was missing, right?
Yeah, Andy stops the car. I can see him right there, right at the.
Okay, so she stops the car. So this ain't a conversation through text or phone. She actually physically stops the car and she starts talking to him.
The car was parked there.
Right. Okay. How far along was Don? Was he before Andy or after Andy that he came up?
He was after Andy, and it was just like a couple minutes,
Right.
Different.
So how was Don's expression? How was Don's?
I don't know.
Look.
I still hadn't, I could see the boys.
Why are they switching it up an hour? Right? A lot of 4:30s went to 5:30. Why are they switching it up? Look, if you're telling the truth, you're not going to get your stories mixed up. Unless you're a really good pathological liar. Right? I mean, honestly, how many of you guys have ever known a pathological liar in your life? I'm not saying you're one. I'm just saying how many of you have known one. I think I've known more than one. All right, let's turn Jody back on.
And so I was still covered when I seen Andy stop and talk to Candace, and I could hear him talking. I knew she'd kind of let him know because I could hear parts of the conversation down that way. But
yes. Thank you, Sage, for reminding me about that. I wanted to see if I could listen to those too. Where Jody talked with general awareness, right?
Then he was coming on down Beach Creek Main Road, and I went back to the end of the guardrail just to flag him down, letting me know I was out there. He seen me, he stopped, and I told him, I was like, Summer's missing. He's like, I know. I was like, well, I thought that's what, you were stopped down there for, but I just want to make sure, and I'm right here. And then he drove on down the road looking for this and the other, but in the meantime, I and the other neighbor, we made our way towards, where the boys were and where they'd made it to looking for Summer. And I talked to the boys, then we made our way back through the middle of the cleared field out between Candace's Hill and Main Road, and met other neighbors. I explained to them what Summer looked like, told them what we'd already searched and done. Obviously they knew there was everything kind of been covered.
No, I probably would have did the same thing, right? Oh, no. The creek kind of flows around the house and stuff, or the area. Okay. I mean,
by that point, just by two of us, but it's worth other eyeballs and everything. So they were searching and helping and starting to flow in.
And I think what she means when she says two of us It was her and the neighbor to start with. Her and the neighbor.
And but
Right.
then
Okay. So let me ask you a question. When's the first time you met Benny Keys?
Oh, fuck.
met him.
honey.
Yep.
I've never met Benny Keys.
You've never physically met Benny Keys?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, that's something I needed to know there, because I'd always heard that you met when he came up. I didn't know. So you just seen him, right? Did you just see him or something, or was you just in and out and seen him, or just?
I've seen him come by here
Honey.
doing shit.
Are you jealous? Are you jealous that maybe she met Benny Keys? Ernie.
When he was visiting Candace and all in the past couple, when he was here for the vigil in June this year, with the 1 year, and then
Yeah, I thought Benny was only there at Christmas for a couple weeks. I know that there was a picture and they were like, that's Benny Keys, and it wasn't Benny. It looked like him, but it wasn't him. Right?
no, he wasn't on this one.
So you do know that there was the messages I was referring to earlier when I first mentioned that to you, that there was a message that was talking about something about laundering money or something like that. Something about I've got too much, I've got to get rid of some of this money, and it was supposed to be to you. You heard anything like that?
Excuse the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it was between you and BK.
The fuck.
I remember I showed it on the one of the live things and everything. It was said.
There was nothing like that ever fucking sent between me and Keys like that ever.
Okay, so I didn't know, because I've got a message. I just want to know if it's real or not. That's why I'm trying to verify the validity of.
Yeah, but I don't think it was laundering money. Right? There was a lot of money going around in Summer Wells' case. Okay? A lot of freaking money. All right? I just put a lot of that shit to the side because that didn't have anything to do. I mean, it had something to do with Summer, but it was them people, you know, doing whatever the fuck they were doing. But there was a lot of money changing hands. A whole lot.
If it's real, I've got something that's like a message. I'll have to go back and look at it and find it, but I've got one that somebody sent. There was a screenshot supposedly one of you guys have taken. It was when BK was grabbing money for Cash App for Candace or something like that, and this happened to be on one of the screenshots.
I don't know what that is.
That's why when I wanted to talk to you back then, I mean, this is like way back then.
Only that
What's
I
that got to
shown
do with
mine
anything?
that I'd already shown, but he took credit for that and admitted to it to me in Messenger. But other than that, no.
What?
You know, checking the PO box because Benny
Oh,
said so,
PO
and
box.
then Chase was supposed to get it at the end, but he took.
Yeah, I think they even got a PO box. It was weird. I don't freaking know. Just in general. What? What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. Talking about YouTubers. Oh, you only saw YouTube getting money? Well, they all got money. For real. It was crazy times exploited. It was real crazy. All right, hang on 1 second. Okay. I'm eating Milano cookies. I needed a cookie. I needed a cookie. Yeah, I'm telling you. A lot of us could tell you guys some crazy stories.
credit for that and admitted to it to me in Messenger. But other than that, no, you know.
Okay, I just asking. I didn't know. I mean, I've got thousands. I mean, like literally thousands.
That stuff had nothing to do with Summer going missing, in my opinion. I know, I love Milano cookies.
On this thing, and it's just screenshots. It's a lot of screenshots and stuff. But to be honest with you, I have never.
More I've ever like spoken to BK, like I won't even cooperate with BK this far. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
so far,
right.
I've asked more questions in a legitimate manner than BK ever has or will ever get.
So twisted your words around to get his narrative out of it, right? To get his agenda.
TM and the rest of this group did, but they're all together. But Ernie, you know how this fuck.
It is what it is because it's evil. It's very sick. It's very evil. I told you, or I not told you, but I told people what I thought exactly my opinion of it was. I seen it. I believe exactly what I still stand by that. I stand. Hold on one second.
What'd you see,
I
Ernie?
still stand by that. I stand by that it was child trafficking.
I don't know what it was.
That's what it was, Jody Sue.
Well, and there's proof or something. There's answers. The puzzles come together. The TBI, FBI, somebody lets us fucking know when somebody gets arrested. Then I guess we'll all know, right? Until then, all we can keep doing is trying to help find the little pieces. And
So the little pieces, I don't think there's little pieces left. I think the main piece, the only piece left is Summer Wells. So let me ask you a question. The little bit of woods that is behind the house there and
Ernie's
outside the
so
house around the
weird.
area there.
He's so
there's really
fucking
a
weird.
wooded area that's left right there belongs to other neighbors on their property.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It goes up and around. It's thicketed up and all that. Have you, Candace, you ever seen Candace in there? Anywhere around there?
In the woods?
Yeah, in the woods, anything, going in the woods. Is she a wood person? I know she's a fishing person,
No.
but is she a wood person?
No.
Okay. You see, she was scared to death of those woods for some reason. I thought she was playing a game on that. I didn't know.
Well, she is not a wood person. She doesn't really. She's
Right.
scared.
Jody said she could go in the woods in the middle of the night and not need a light. But you can go with her, just don't wear perfume. They can't smell you.
Snake, she's honestly scared. I think she doesn't know what the shit is.
Exactly.
She'd always call me with what's this snake? What's that? And should I kill this? And what the fuck's this? And the kids were also, except for the boys, I mean, but they were all kind of like, you know, but they did. I mean, they gravitate like children do towards more.
Right. You know, little boys. Yeah, they do. So let me ask you a question. During this time, I've heard this timeline and this barrel. Remember the barrel, the one where Summer's in the
barrel came from out of the Parkway and it already had that shit spray painted on it because it was the last one out of a bundle of red barrels that the guy has for sale. I can show you the fucking house it came from. I know where that barrel came from, but it was the one he had it spray painted on to sell the rest of the fucking barrels. So he had to keep going out there and putting up a damn sign.
Yeah. So that is why the red barrel had for sale on it. Okay. For real.
Well, that was just a coincidence that it just said for sale on it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So even if it was a coincidence.
The barrels is on all of our ways home. Dawn would have seen it. Plus, we all have barrels and shit. We burn in them. We collect rainwater, put liners in them. We do all kinds of things with them.
Right. Okay. I know the kind. You get the fresh rainwater out of it. I know you put the liner in it and you drain from that. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Hell, I lived off that shit.
Put a liner in it. But yeah, I mean, it was nothing nefarious about the fucking barrel.
No, okay.
Last thing.
So, do you know exactly when that photo was taken?
It was a video of Summer dancing.
And it was screenshotted off the video, right?
Well, they have a still picture of it, but I think the video was not taken but a few days before Summer vanished.
Whoa. A few days, 2 days before, probably, right?
A few days, I don't know. And I know
Dudley was over there when the photo was taken, the video. Dudley was there, right?
Yeah, there's yellow exteriors in the background, I believe.
Okay. That's what I thought.
A few days prior.
So it did rain 2 days prior. I think it was.
Dudley's vehicle was there. For sure. Oh, Lord, y'all. All right. I've been on here an hour and a half. You guys go watch this. I'm going to drop the link to it. Thank you guys for hanging out. I definitely got to get Anna Kempner done. For sure. Yeah, it was Dudley's exploited. I'm pretty sure. But then I heard Jody and them had a yellow one too. I don't know. It's really strange. Really strange. All right, you go. Be you, do you. Go hang out, do whatever you're going to do. For sure. You never know when I'm going to pop back on here. But everybody have a great day. Happy Father's Day, fathers. All you fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. All right. Peace out, you guys.